Hey guys! Today I want to talk about the F word. Now I've heard it described like this before and I kind of rolled my eyes, but I'm at this point where I'm just really feeling like it needs to be talked about because enough is enough. And I know that me talking about it won't just change it, but we've got to get the conversation rolling and we've got to work on this. So I'm going to talk about the F word, fat. The other day, I posted a picture and I was talking about how I'm fat and I had a hard time finding clothes that fit. And I had a really good friend who's a wonderful person and she said, "No, you're not fat." Now look, why deny it? I'm fat. It doesn't have to be a bad, horrible thing, and it really shouldn't be. And I'm really so sick and tired of society making that word into something it's not. It's literally just a physical characteristic, just like anything else. She's fat, she's tall, she has red hair, she's blonde, she has freckles, she's short, she's got wide shoulders. It's just a physical characteristic that doesn't need to mean anything more. But if you describe somebody like that, the whole world freaks out. So if I was going to describe myself on a resume or on some dating site or something like that, which don't get me wrong, I'm married, but if I was going to describe myself and I said, I have red hair, I have brown eyes, I like to wear too much makeup, I am short, I have big boobs, I have whatever, and I didn't include fat in that list because it's this terrible loaded word, that would be misleading, wouldn't it? But I'm fat, and if I put I'm fat on that list, and I have friends who see that and they go, no, 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 don't debase yourself like that. And that's where the problem is society has decided that the word fat has a lot more meaning than it should. It's like if somebody, if as a society we decided that redheads were horrible, and that's probably happened in some places in time, and you said, okay, I'm a redhead, and they said, no, 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 you're not really a redhead, but here's this phone number for this salon that, could dye your hair blonde. It's the same thing that we do when somebody calls themselves fat. We say, no, 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 you're not fat. But you know what? Here's all these tips on how to change that. No! It's not, it shouldn't be considered this bad, horrible thing. Because you know what? And the big problem here is that there are so many people who believe really and truly that they can assume your lifestyle, how you eat, what you do every day. They can assume all of those things just by looking at your weight. But the problem is that there are millions of skinny people who also need to drink more water and eat more vegetables and exercise more. The shape of your body has far more to do with genetics than what you do in your day-to-day life. And all of us can improve no matter what our body looks like. We can always do better to be healthier. But because somebody looks outside of what society has decided is more attractive, because somebody is outside of that category, they're the ones who must be doing it wrong. They're the ones who must be fixed because they are an embarrassment. And it's a freaking lie, and I'm sick of it, and I want to change the conversation about being fat. It is okay to be fat. It is okay to describe your body accurately and say that you're fat. Guess what? I'm fat. It's not really news. Pretty much anybody who sees me knows that I'm fat. It is just part of how I look. But you know what? It doesn't tell you anything about my insane life. It doesn't tell you anything about how I eat, or about how often I work out, or how much water I drink, or how many supplements I take. It doesn't tell you crap about what my life is like. You can look at my body all day long, and it won't tell you any information about who I am. And I am so tired of it. And not just for me. I'm tired of it for everybody who feels like they're not good enough because they don't look like what is popular. There are millions of people in this world, and we all look different. Some people are really tall. Some people are really short. Some people are whiter than me, and I'm pretty white. But some people are so white that they're so white that they don't, that it's actually surprising. And then there are people who range from every color of brown ever. There are millions of people, and we all look different. And we need to stop judging people based on how they look. And you know what that's called? It's called discrimination. It's called, in every other way, it's called racism. But for fat people, it's not called racism. It doesn't even have a word. I am literally in a class at BYU about discrimination and racism. And you know what I learned? There is no word for being discriminated against because you're fat. There is a word for every other kind. Ableism, racism, oh gosh, I can't remember them all. There is a word for every other kind of discrimination, but there is not a word for being discriminated against because of your weight. What the crap? That is not okay. It's not okay. It is as real and as prevalent as every other kind of discrimination. It really is. And I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings in any way, but it's really true, but it's just not being addressed. It's not being addressed the way it needs to be. And as a society, we need to change the conversation about being fat. We need to change the way that we talk about it, the way we think about it. It is just a description. It's just an adjective. It doesn't mean anything more. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you sit around and eat cake all day. It doesn't mean that you eat candy all day long. It doesn't mean that you have drawers full of candy, okay? I have drawers full of candy. But it's not what it means. It doesn't show anything about what your life is like. It doesn't show anything about your personality or who you are or how good of a person you are or how well you take care of your body. Being fat means none of that. And yet society has decided. And then all of us fat people go along with it. And then we condemn ourselves by these standards that other people have made up that are fake. You're fat, so you must be lazy. You're fat, so you must eat cake too much. Do you have any idea how many skinny people don't exercise and eat cake all day long? And it's not fair, but that's how it is. There have been societies across time where being fat has been the most beautiful body shape. And we live in a time where that's not true. And it's just how it is. But we need to recognize, especially for ourselves who are fat, that it's okay. And that those stupid, ignorant people who are often kind-hearted and well-meaning, they need to know that we are okay being fat. We are okay. We are still beautiful. We are still amazing. We can still do anything that we want to, and we can change the world. We can do anything we want, just as limited as anybody else is. I mean, nobody can do literally anything that they want to. I mean, that's just how the world works. You have to work within your realm of abilities. But everybody is limited by that, not just fat people. I used to believe, for most of my childhood, I believed nobody would ever like me, that I would never get a date, that I would never get married until I lost weight because I just wasn't good enough for anyone to like me. And even though I met and married my husband in 7 weeks at 18 years old, it didn't change that belief. It was so ingrained into me. Anytime I didn't get a part, anytime somebody just simply didn't talk to me, it must have been because of my weight. I was sure of it. It was so ingrained. into my belief system that I knew it as a fact. And I'm still working to change that. But I have come a long way, and I want to help other people come as far as I have. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care what else it is that you feel like isn't good enough about your body. You are beautiful. You deserve to have friends and to be loved, and you are amazing. And if people can't see that, then that is because of their flaws, not because of yours. I find it really, really depressing and sad. I see Facebook posts from whatever company, and the theme being weight loss. And any post with a theme of weight loss automatically comes, and it's so sad, automatically comes with thousands of women who comment on, they're strangers, they don't know anyone in the group often, none of these people know them, they don't know anything about them, their input doesn't even matter, and yet they feel like they have to justify their weight to this random advertisement that they saw on Facebook. Like, here's a great way to lose weight. Well, wait a minute, here's why I'm fat, it's because of this and this and this, it wasn't my fault. Like, you don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to justify why your body looks the way it does. And I'm really freaking sick and tired of people feeling like they do. I don't care what you look like. You do not have to justify your body to anybody. It is none of their damn business. It is only you. And you have to change the way that you think about yourself first. If you don't look in the mirror and see how amazing and incredible you are, then you need to change something right now. I want you to go look in the mirror and see the amazing parts of yourself. Even if there's parts you don't like, shove them aside. We all have parts we don't like. Look at how gorgeous your eyes are. Look at your amazing hair. Look at your strong arms that work so hard. Look at the parts of yourself that are amazing, because everybody has parts of their body that they wish was a little different. Start to realize and tell yourself how amazing you are. I read this wonderful thing, this really eye-opening thing. Basically that you like most what you are most familiar with. And the problem here is that we are often so assaulted by this idea that we're not good enough for whatever reason. We are too fat, we have too many freckles, we have something that is wrong with us. And not just the outside world that assaults us, but we are assaulting ourselves constantly. We look in the mirror and we go, oh my gosh, you look like crap, you are terrible, you look horrible, da 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 da. And so we become familiar with this idea that we're not good enough, that we are too fat, that we are gross, that we are disgusting. And then when somebody compliments us and tells us we're beautiful, we shun it and we don't believe it. How often does that happen to you? Where somebody says, oh, you're so beautiful, and you're like, no, I'm really not. Like, I don't know where you got that idea from, but you are wrong. No! Why are we doing this to ourselves? You are beautiful. Accept it. Be the amazing, confident person that you're made to be. Because you are amazing and you are beautiful, and you just have to start realizing that in order to be the confident person that's been inside all along. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care how fat you are. I don't care how lazy and gross society thinks you are based on how you look. Because you know what? That's discrimination, and it's a lie. And it's not okay. So the only way to change the conversation about being fat and how horrible it is to start by what you tell yourself. One of the biggest problems that fat people have is finding clothes that fit them. But I want to tell you something. People who have wide shoulders, people who are tall, people who are short, people who have a really long torso, people who have really long legs. All of them also have problems finding clothes that fit. I know, it's mind-blowing. It's not just fat people that have a problem finding clothes that they like. It's like everybody. There are very few people who actually fit the mold of what clothing companies think people should look like. Well, clothing companies are wrong, and that's all there is to it. It's a struggle for almost everybody, regardless of weight. Like, everyone has something that they wish fit a little better in the clothes that are offered, and that sucks. It sucks that stores aren't more inclusive, that they don't offer clothing that actually looks good on everybody. But it's something that we need to fix. So, I'm going to wrap this up. But what I want to tell you is the only way to change this societal assumption of what it means to be fat, only way to change that, well, there's two things. Number one, do better at how you talk to yourself. If you speak kindly to yourself, you will start expecting other people to speak kindly to you. But if you keep talking terribly about your own body, you won't even recognize it if somebody else does it. There'll come a point when you're so used to it, coming from your own self, that other people treating you badly because of how you look won't even matter. You won't even recognize it. So if you don't start telling yourself how amazing and incredible and deserving you are, as you are right now, without any changes, okay? I don't want to hear this, I'll be good enough when I lose 20 pounds. I'll be good enough if I just dye my hair blonde. I'll be good enough when I'm wearing makeup. No! You are good enough right now. You are good enough as you stand or sit or lay down, or if you're sitting on the toilet. You are good enough right now. And if you don't start telling yourself that, then you're not going to recognize it when other people are mistreating you. So that's the first thing. Second thing is start talking about it. It's okay to call yourself fat. It's just a description. It doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person, and it doesn't mean anything about what your life is like. And the people who believe that need to be told otherwise. Fat people need to speak up. Everybody needs to speak up. Stop commenting on people's bodies. Somebody else's body is none of your damn business. And if we as a society could just start recognizing that, it would change the world. We all have things we need to do to be better people, to be healthier, to treat our bodies better, no matter what we look like. We all need to work on that. It is not just fat people that need to work on improving their bodies. Okay? I love you guys. Talk better to yourself. Start realizing how gorgeous you are, and then tell people. Tell them. Share a picture of yourself on Facebook and say, you know what? I'm gorgeous. And if you don't believe that, that's fine, because there are plenty of other people who do. And that's the thing, is it doesn't even matter what anyone else thinks. The only person's opinion that matters is your own. So, change how you think. It'll change your entire life. And then it'll change the world. Love you guys. Bye.